Hello, hi, my name is Mariia Schu and I'm your favorite architect and guide. Welcome to the first video of this channel. And today I want to talk with you about how to transform your beautiful ideas that you only write in your notebooks into some actions that later on will lead to creative projects. So let's start, shall we? So I've been living in this mode of just thinking and not doing anything for quite a while myself. And there were several reasons for this. So first of all, my life is just fine. I have everything that one needs for a happy life. So why bother? Why to do extra to overcome yourself, to achieve anything if everything is just good by itself? Second, I am still a bit, and I was even more afraid to be judged, mostly by people that I know, but also by people who will watch this video, for example. And the third is that I'm really afraid of failing. But the thing is that my 35th birthday is just around the corner, so that got me thinking that there is no time for delay anymore, at least to try things. You can be judged, it can failure, and yes, it's an effort, but it's better to do and regret than just regret of not doing and not trying out, because then you will never know what could have happened. So that's why I thought about 5 tricks that help me to do this first step, and they might inspire you as well. So if you're looking for something like this, maybe keep watching. And my first tip is to invest into a good gear right away. Well, I know that this is rather a debatable topic, so many people will advise you to start with what you have and only then buy a professional gear that you will need to use. For me, it doesn't really work personally, because I will need to have the shortest and easiest way to start. Otherwise, I will prolong it forever. So let's take tennis, for example. Before I started taking classes and playing regularly with my husband, I bought myself proper shoes, proper rackets, everything. And for girls, also outfit is important. This helps me to go to the class every week, and enjoy. Even if something is not working perfectly, I still enjoy the process, and that's the key in this. Otherwise, the result might take ages, really, but you have to enjoy the process whilst getting to these results. So second point is to find a community with the same goal. I know that this point might sound very obvious, yet I think that this is very important to emphasize it, because the community of people with the same goal or like-minded can really encourage you to start and do this first step, can provide you this emotional support that one sometimes lacks whilst starting a new thing. They will hold you accountable for delivering. For some people, this is important, because for people who have millions of things in their to-do list, sometimes this new hobby might be very, very low. Yet, if you promised to deliver, you most likely will keep the word to the people or from your community. And let's say you want to start an art class, and you can try obviously to do this home alone, surrounded by books, trying these things, but most likely you will quit rather sooner, because This thing alone is really, really hard to do. However, if you will join an art class, I know that people draw outside. They are not ashamed, or like they are rather proud of showing out their skills. And therefore, with this practice and community, you might get to a quicker result and enjoy the process on the way. And who knows, maybe you will end up having the exhibition together. Wouldn't it be cool? The third point is use a trigger. So developing a routine or using a trigger can really push you and activate the mode of like reaching the goal. It can be very different for different people, like picking a right place to start work. Let's say you work better from the library or from the cafe or from co-working space, or even like there is a corner at home where the energy just flows through you. Or it can be a cup of coffee. That's my trigger. And it can be a certain type of music. So for example, my husband really loves just his headphones. He listens to the music and then he's just in a focus work mode. As I mentioned before, for me personally, coffee is a trigger. I'm like a true coffee lover, so each morning I'm making myself a cup of coffee and then I'm taking it to my working desk. I work remotely for architectural bureau, and then I'm having this sip of coffee, and then I'm like, okay, now that's my focus time, let's start the work. If you're interested in this topic, there is a very nice book about this. It's called Atomic Habits. This is overall about habits and very small steps. That's why it's called Atomic, to reaching your goals and to implementing habits that you want into your life. The author has a full chapter dedicated to the trigger that he calls a cue. This book was very helpful for me, so I will highly recommend this for you if you want to change something in your life and have the steps towards your own goal and your positive habits. The fourth point is to divide your big task into small steps. So they quite often tell you to dream big. And yes, you should. But unfortunately, this quite often results in you writing in this goal list for the year something big like losing 10 kilos or starting social media. And then you end up not doing anything. At the end of the year, you will not cross any of these goals out. Really big thing that pressures you, and therefore you're not doing anything. But instead of this, you can, it's not difficult. If you want to start social nets, you just pick a social net. And then suddenly, instead of just writing over and over again this idea in your notebook, you already took some action. Then the first to do is done. Then you transfer into a different task, like picking a subject that you want to talk about. I guess it's more difficult, but it's also doable. And then you will not notice, but at the end of the year, you will, if you will stay consistent, you will accomplish something. And isn't it be great already? So this tip really helped me and hopefully will help you as well. The fifth point, use and adopt a mortality mindset. Whew. This is not the easy subject or not the brightest one. At least I know this, and I know that not so many people think about this. Neither was I, but as I mentioned before the birthday, you, meaning me, tend to think about the year that passed or the years before, what was done, what did I achieve, and then at some point I realized that, oopsie, the time is flying very quickly and I have to take actions on the things that were in my mind for quite a while, and it was like a gum of thoughts without putting them into life, and I have to stop doing this, otherwise I will regret certain things in 10 years and it will be bad. Because now when I look into the past 10 years that I've lived, well, not all the things I'm very happy about. Rather not what I did, but rather what I didn't do. I sat in a cafe once and I started asking myself questions like, where do I live? Where do I see myself working? In which apartment or house do I want to live? Do I want to have kids? How many? And all of this. And first of all, I wrote answers that are conventionally right. And then I started thinking and crossing them out. And then only I came up with answers that really mattered to me, not to my parents, friends, general idea of success. And it's very powerful exercise. So I will suggest doing something like this if you're interested. And that's how I realized that there is like no more delay acceptable. I have to put live all the ideas from my head as fast as I can. Just like in business, they say, try hypothesis. If it's going to work, good. If it's not, you will understand early on that it's not working. So if you're stuck, maybe start with this exercise, and maybe this will push you towards the right things and right approaches. Starting these first steps can be so intimidating and scary, but trust me, like using these 5 tips that I mentioned before will really help you. They helped me. I was afraid to start this YouTube channel for around 4 years, and here we go. You're watching this first video. They say that the best time to start was 10 years ago, but the second best time is now, so don't miss it. And if you like this content about art, culture and architecture and a bit of life, you can always stay tuned and subscribe to my channel. I wish you a good day and love you. Bye.